Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised. I've come to slay the dragon! Slay the dragon! Slay him! I'm gonna slay the dragon! Hey, what's up everyone? Back by popular demand. It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen, back with another action figure review. So today we are taking a look at Dojo. Dojo shit. Look at that, he's making an appearance. If you guys didn't see my last review of Mandarin Spawn, please check it out. Of course, we're going to do some comparisons with Dojo, Mandarin Spawn, so I'm kind of keeping it in the Asian theme. So Mandarin, we go to a samurai-like creature with hoofs and a bunch of souls trapped in his belly that's protruding from his stomach. But he looks pretty awesome. So this is from the Samurai Wars. If you guys are wondering, it's Spawn, Dark Ages, Samurai Wars. You know, I've done a few videos on the Dark Ages collection, guys, and yeah, I'm still collecting the Dark Ages. This is technically the Samurai Wars. It's not really the Dark Ages, but he's most likely going to go into my Dark Ages collection. So before we do a review of Dojo, we're going to do a little read up. I'm going to do a quick little read up. If you guys don't care to hear me read this, then you can always fast forward. But let's take a look at the story of Dojo and let's get acquainted, shall we? Okay, so here we go. Dojo, a cruel, heartless beast from the depths of the underworld who assists the newly reborn Spawn, Takeda, in a mission to avenge Spawn's murder. But Dojo holds a gruesome secret inside his grotesquely deformed body. You see, Dojo is merely a minion of Jayaku, the Nightmare, who resides inside Dojo's body. The monstrous being leads Samurai Spawn to the assassins who murdered him, laughing manically as Spawn exacts his slow, calculated revenge after the deed is done. The Nightmare Beast residing inside Dojo reveals himself. So here's Jayaku, the Nightmare right there, which you guys may have seen. I've done a review of him. If you guys didn't see a review of that, you can always check him out in my my McFarlane reviews. It was a figure I really didn't care too much for, man. I felt like there was just something about the this guy that I just didn't like. I don't know what it was. I just didn't really feel him. You know what I mean? One figure that I've reviewed already from the Samurai Wars, this is Mandarin Spawn, one of my favorite Mandarin, actually not Mandarin Spawn, but Samurai Spawn, one of my favorite Spawn figures in my entire collection. And then here are some of the other figures you can get, music figures, you know, so on and so forth. And it is from 2001. 2001 was a really interesting point in toys, man, because there were so many great detailed action figures that were coming out in 2001. Specifically, if you guys watch my channel, Stan Winston figures, man. I've been reviewing a lot of them. Okay, let's get him out the package. Of course, he's somewhat on perfect card, but hey, I'm an unboxer. He's got to come out. He's got to come out. I definitely would love to see, you know, being that McFarlane remade Mandarin Spawn, but I think Mandarin Spawn was probably the most popular Spawn figures. It was probably one of his best Spawn figures I think he ever did. So that's why he remade Mandarin Spawn. But I don't know if he's going to remake the rest of these other figures from specifically the Samurai Wars. So he has a lot of twisty ties. Let's go ahead and jump forward and get him out of the package. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we got Dojo out of the package, and for some reason he can't really stand up straight because his tail, I guess, kind of acts like a third leg, but it seems like it's bigger. That's what she said. But yeah, it's supposed to act like a third leg, but Let me see if I can move his legs a little bit. Maybe move it this way. What do you think? This way? This way? There we go. You just gotta twist his legs. And be careful because it is a McFarlane figure. It is an older McFarlane figure and it will break easily. I know this from experience. Yeah, it seems like the tail is longer. You might have to warm this baby up. Or if you can move his leg out the way. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you just needed to move his leg out the way to where you can get his tail out the way, and then his tail acts as like kind of a third leg for this Dojo figure. Okay, so let's take a look at Dojo up close and personal. Up close and personal. You guys know what I'm saying. You don't watch my channel for the proficiency. You watch it because I'm an idiot, and I entertain you guys. I mean that's why I do this, because I entertain myself. Okay, so here's Dojo. Look at the face on this mother. So his mask is it removable? No, but he's got like a really ugly face. I would love to see what the hell's going on underneath there, but obviously you can see a little bit. You see his teeth right there. He doesn't really have a nose. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, I don't think this mask is removable. But nonetheless, you can imagine what kind of face he has underneath there. The horns are done beautifully. I love the dragon right here. This is a plastic piece right here. The horns are amazing, dude. Love the horns. This right here, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. If you guys watched my last review of Mandarin Spawn right here, which is a good figure, but the detail that some of these older McFarlane pieces used to have, man, still have, you know, from 20 years ago, it's just amazing, dude. And look at the writing, dude. Look how crisp the writing is. Look at the faces and the skulls in there. Look how well detailed that is, man. That is beautiful, dude. Beautiful. The armor, the shoulder pads. Look at that, man. That is just absolutely beautiful, man. The different colors, too. The copper tone that he uses for his other pieces of armor right here. Kind of looks like a bug. And then you have, like, in the bug, you have, like, this mini skeleton, if you guys can see that. Mini skull right there. Like, those intricate details is what makes the figure, man. The spikes right there on his hands. Then you come around here to the back. You see the tusks sticking out of his side. Just one of the tusks, one tusk. And then the back. Look at the back, man. Look at all the back. Look at all the details. Like, nobody nowadays puts that much detail into the back of the figure because they all know that we display our figures from the front, so who cares about what's going on in the back? But the red, like fungus looking, protruding from his green skin, and then you have these black spikes right here, and then you have this going on right here. Like, I have no idea what's going on right here, but I love it. Just the detail, dude. And look at the back right here for his belt. It protrudes from the back right there. And this guy is pretty heavy too. He's got some really, really nice weight on him. And then you come down to his tail. Just look at the detail in his tails, man. The lines, the spikes, the black spikes coming out of his tail. This part right here, bottom part, is articulated as well. More spikes right there at the bottom. Just overall, just a great, great looking piece, man. Right there, you lift up his arm, you can see more of a skull, little skull right there. Just like small stuff like that matters, you know, to collectors like us. You know what I mean? And then there's his belt. I love how there's, dude, just pay attention to his belt. Just look at how many colors is going on here. You think, you know, new McFarlane will probably have this all one color. But the older McFarlane said, no, we're going to do copper, we're going to do bronze, we're going to do brown, we're going to do like a beige, yellow, off-white for the skeleton spine right there that's hanging down from the skull. And then we're not only going to do a skull, but we're going to give him horns like he has horns. And then you throw in this sculpted piece of fur right here. Just, man, just the detail on this guy is just amazing, dude. The belt right here as well for the belly, and then you have the pads right here to cover up his junk. Same thing. It's very similar to this, but it's a different color. It's a different color. There's so many different browns, dark brown, light brown, bronze, copper, light gray. Like, no one thing is one color. You don't see that nowadays, man. Copper right here, and this right here hanging down from his knees. And then you got, you know, I can't even explain what the hell this is right here. And then you got the hoofs. Who would have thought to give this guy hoofs? Who would have thought to put this guy in a samurai costume? This monster thing in a samurai costume. And then you got the hoofs and you got the spikes. This guy is a straight up masterpiece, man. And he's really solid. He's really, not, I don't want to say he's really heavy, but he has some really nice weight to him, man. Just an overall great looking freaking piece, man. This is definitely one of my new favorites in my Spawn collection. Just when you think I've collected every single Spawn figure known to man, I surprise myself and I find one that I don't have. So Dojo has these small little heads right here. If you guys can see it, they're on a rope. 2 miniature heads on a rope. Maybe he practices some kind of voodoo. Very nicely done. I don't know where they would go. Maybe over his horns or something. Maybe hanging from his belt right there. What do you think? Hanging from his belt? Yeah, you can make it work. Or hanging on his right there. It's really up to you. I have no idea where you would hang it, over a spike maybe. Wherever you want to put it. And then he comes with this weapon right here, which has like a dragon or a snake face. And it has the spikes. And once again, they did an amazing job with this weapon because it's just not one color. You got bronze, you got light brown right here, dark brown. Then you got some bronze with the spikes. They did an amazing job with this figure, man. Imagine getting beat to death with this thing, man. That would be a horrible freaking death. Like somebody blah 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 until you either go unconscious or you die from a blunt wound to the head. Man, that'd be a horrible way to go, man. Getting beat to death, that's a horrible way to go. I can think of more horrible ways to go, but that would be a pretty hurtful experience. So let's pop the weapon into his hand. I guess it probably can go in there, or it can go in there. Just depends. What do you think? Oh yeah, he does have R movement. We'll check. You know what? Before we put the weapon in his hands, let's check out the articulation or the lack thereof. So head movement, pretty much non-existent. Waist swivel, none. His arms do move up and down. He does have a break at the forearm. Nothing at the wrist. Nothing at the wrist. Just breaks at the forearms. This arm can go up and down barely. Legs swivel, and there's nothing at the ankles. He does have articulation at the tail. 2 points of articulation at the tail, which is good. His tail acts as a third leg, so this guy has no problem standing, keeping his balance at all. Okay, so, yeah. Essentially, this is what McFarlane was doing in the 2000s. He was doing statues, articulated statues. That's what he did. So, yeah. I don't know if I like it in this one or this hand. What do you think? Let's put it in this hand. There we go. He holds it all right. Kind of looks weird. It looks like something else. But yeah, man. Beautiful, beautiful freaking figure, dude. Beautiful freaking figure. Love it. Love it. Alright, let's do some comparisons. So here he is with Mandarin Spawn. the older version of Mandarin Spawn. Here he is with my custom Spawn figure. Here he is with the new version of Spawn, or Mandarin Spawn. Sorry, it's hard to keep track of all these spawns. I apologize, guys. Here he is with the variant Spawn figure. Here he is with Angela, Marvel Legends Angela. Okay, guys, let's do some measurements, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating. So, I'm going to measure this guy 2 ways. See how tall he is? So he stands approximately 7.5 inches all the way up to his horns. And then width-wise, because we're going to measure him because he's a chunky fella. So he's about, we'll say about 6 inches. 6 inches from the tusk right here on his side to the armored piece on his arm. So he's about 6 inches in width. Alright, let me give you my rating, guys. I think this guy is beautiful. Listen, he is a statue piece. That's what he is, but damn it, he is amazing. Same thing like Mandarin Spawn here. He's essentially a statue piece. So if you guys are not into collecting statue pieces, then this one is not for you. If you guys collect action figures, and action figures is your thing, then you guys might not like this guy. But if you appreciate detail, if you appreciate art, if you appreciate sculpting, like, this guy is a mini statue. That's what he is. He's a mini freaking statue, dude. So he is really, really great looking. I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating. I really like this guy. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I'm going to give this guy a solid 9. 9 out of 10. And this is primarily based on a statue review. He's not really an action figure, as a lot of older McFarlane figures are not action figures, especially from the 2000s. But damn it, this guy is amazing looking, guys. Before I end this review, I'm going to break out Samurai Spawn and a few more figures from the Dark Ages, just to do some, you know what, actually, I'm going to put him with my Spawn collection, Dark Ages collection. I'll shoot a video with him in my Spawn collection, so stay tuned towards the end of the video, which is now. So I just want to thank you guys for watching in. I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace out.